Listen to me. Too many of you are wasting energy trying to beat other people when you haven't even learned how to beat the person in the mirror. Every single morning you wake up, that reflection staring back at you is your real competition. So now your classmate, not your coworker, not the person with more followers or a better car. It's you. The version of you that's comfortable, the version that hits snooze, the version that settles. That's who you're fighting against every single day. And until you learn how to win that battle, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You see, when you live your life comparing yourself to other people, you lose focus on your own lane. You get distracted by someone else's highlight reel, and you forget that your journey is different. You can't measure your progress by someone else's timeline. You don't know the sacrifices they made, the hours they put in, or the pain they endured to get there. So stop scrolling through social media thinking you're behind. You're not behind. You're just in your process. And your process might take a little longer, but that doesn't mean you won't reach greatness. It just means you're building something real. When I was sleeping in abandoned buildings, nobody was watching. Nobody was cheering me on. Nobody was comparing my grind to theirs. It was just me versus me. And that's when I realized the power of self-competition. Every day I ask myself, did I give everything I had today? Did I study harder? Did I push harder than I did yesterday? Because if the answer was yes, then I was winning. I didn't need to look at what someone else was doing. I just needed to know that I was growing. The moment you start focusing on you, everything changes. You stop making excuses because now it's personal. You stop blaming others because now it's internal. You realize that growth doesn't come from comparison. It comes from commitment. Every single day you wake up, you have a choice to stay the same or to get better. And the only way you get better is by competing with the old version of yourself. The one who was lazy, distracted, or scared. That version of you doesn't deserve to live in your future. You gotta wake up with the mindset that you're chasing your potential. The goal isn't to be better than someone else. It's to be the best version of you that ever existed. You've gotta wanna look back in 6 months and not recognize who you were. Not because you changed everything overnight, but because you worked on yourself every single day. You read more, you study more, you pray more, you sacrifice more. You started saying no to things that didn't serve you, and yes to things that made you grow. I need you to understand something. When you focus on others, you lose your edge. You start copying instead of creating. You start imitating instead of innovating. And the world doesn't need another copy. It needs the authentic you. The best way to find that version is by competing with yourself. Every day, test your limits, push your boundaries. Outwork the person you were yesterday. If you woke up at 7 a.m. yesterday, wake up at 6, starting today. If you gave 80% yesterday, give 90% today. If you failed yesterday, learn from it and come back stronger today. That's how you grow. You can't become great looking sideways. You gotta look forward, straight ahead with tunnel vision. The moment you start worrying about what everyone else is doing, you lose focus on your own mission. And let me tell you something. Success doesn't reward those who watch. It rewards those who work. The people you admire didn't get there by comparing themselves to others. They got there by competing with themselves. They showed up when no one was watching. They improved when no one was clapping. They kept going when everyone else quit. Every single day is an opportunity to upgrade your mindset, your habits, your effort. Ask yourself, am I better today than I was yesterday? Did I grow? Did I learn something new? Did I move one step closer to my goals? Because if the answer is yes, then you're winning, even if it doesn't look like it yet. The scoreboard of success isn't measured by likes, followers, or applause. It's measured by consistency, character, and progress. You don't need to rush your growth. You just need to keep improving. The best version of you is waiting, but you'll never meet them if you keep comparing yourself to others. Compete with your reflection, not someone else's projection. When you start living with that mindset, your focus becomes sharper, your energy becomes stronger, and your results become undeniable. Because when you compete with yourself, you don't lose, you only level up. You've got to make a promise to yourself that every single day, you're going to give just a little bit more. Push a little bit hard, push a little bit harder, think a little bit deeper, be a little bit stronger. Listen to me. Motivation will get you started, but consistency will keep you going. Motivation is that spark that makes you feel unstoppable for a moment, but consistency is the fire that keeps burning when the spark fades. Anybody can be excited for a day, a week, or even a month, but very few can show up every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody's watching. That's the difference between average and extraordinary. Motivation is about feelings. Consistency is about discipline. You can't depend on motivation because it's temporary. One day you'll wake up ready to conquer the world, and the next day you won't even want to get out of bed. That's life. But the people who win, the ones who reach greatness, they don't rely on how they feel. They rely on their habits. They made a decision that no matter what happens, they're going to show up. Whether it's raining, whether they're tired, whether they're discouraged, they keep going. Because consistency doesn't care about emotions, it cares about commitment. Everybody loves the idea of success, but not everybody loves the process. People want the results, but they don't want the repetition. They want the spotlight, but they don't want the grind that comes before it. And that's why most people quit, because they confuse being motivated with being committed. Motivation gives you energy, but consistency gives you results. You can be motivated for a week, but if you don't stay consistent for months or a year, you'll never see what you're capable of. I've been doing this for years, speaking, teaching, grinding. And let me tell you something, I wasn't always motivated. There were days I didn't feel like speaking, days I didn't feel like writing, days I didn't feel like getting on stage. But I did it anyway, because I made a decision that my purpose was bigger than my feelings. That's what consistency is. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's staying loyal to your goals when the excitement disappears. You gotta train yourself to show up no matter what. Stop waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. It's not coming every day. Some days you gotta create your own energy. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because that's the difference between winners, everyone else, and everyone else. Winners don't need to feel ready, they just act. They trust the process. They show up. And over time, that daily discipline becomes their superpower. Let me give it to you straight. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. You can eat healthy for a week, but if you stop, nothing changes. You can study hard for a few days, but if you quit, you won't grow. You can post content for a month, but if you stop showing up, your audience forgets. Consistency compounds. Every small action, every repetition to keep going, it all adds up. It's like drops of water that carve through stone, not because of force, but because of persistence. When you look at the greats, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, they didn't become great because they were always motivated. They became great because they practiced, trained, and improved even when they didn't want to. Kobe Bryant didn't shoot 1,000 shots a day because he felt like it. He did it because he knew consistency builds mastery. Michael Jordan didn't win because he was lucky. He won because he was consistent when others weren't. You want to be great? Then stop chasing motivation and start chasing consistency. The truth is, most people fail not because they don't have potential, but because they stop too soon. They give up when progress feels slow. They want instant results. But growth doesn't happen overnight. It's built brick by brick, day by day. You can't rush the process. You gotta respect it. You gotta trust that every rep, every lesson is shaping you into who you're supposed to be. Consistency teaches you patience, and patience produces greatness. You have to understand that your habits define your future. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. If you keep waiting for motivation, you'll be waiting forever. But if you build the habit of showing up even when you don't feel like it, you'll become unstoppable. You'll start seeing progress. You'll start feeling stronger. You'll build momentum. And once you build momentum, it's hard to stop. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions. You won't always feel good. You won't always feel inspired. But that's okay. Success doesn't require constant happiness. It requires constant effort. You gotta learn how to work through fatigue, through frustration, through failure. Every day you show up when it's tough, you build resilience. Every time you push through resistance, you get stronger. Listen to me. Everybody wants to make it big. Everybody wants that life-changing success, but very few people are willing to take the small steps that lead there. Everybody's chasing the big move, the overnight transformation, the miracle breakthrough, but that's not how greatness works. Greatness is built one small, consistent step at a time. You see the highlight reels, you see the trophies, the success, the fame, but what you don't see are the thousands of small steps that nobody clapped for. That's where real growth happens. That's where character is built. That's where champions are made. You've got to understand that progress doesn't always feel like progress. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it looks like nothing is changing. But every small step you take toward your dream is creating momentum. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you choose growth over excuses, you're stacking small wins. And those small wins add up. They compound. One step may not look like much, but take 1,000 steps in the same direction, and you'll find yourself in a whole new world. Most people quit because they underestimate the power of small steps. They want big results instantly. They go to the gym once and want to see abs. They work on their dream for a week and expect success. And when it doesn't happen right away, they lose faith. But listen, big results come from small, boring, consistent actions done over and over again. It's the daily grind, the unseen effort, the unglamorous work that leads to transformation. When I started speaking, I wasn't on stages in front of thousands. I was speaking to a few people, sometimes nobody. But I kept going. I kept improving one speech at a time, one message at a time, one listener at a time. And those small beginnings built the foundation for everything that came after. You got to start small and stay faithful. Don't despise the small beginnings, because that's where the growth happens. Every step is preparing you for the next one. Every small act of discipline is training you for bigger opportunities. You don't climb a mountain in one giant leap. You climb it, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. It's not about how fast you go. It's about not stopping. Some days you'll move quickly. Other days you'll crawl. But as long as you're moving forward, you win. Progress is progress, no matter how slow. The person who moves 1 inch a day will eventually cover more ground than the person who runs hard for a week and quits. You have to fall in love with the process, not just the destination. Success is not one big moment. It's a series of small moments done right. It's the decision to wake up early. It's the choice to keep studying when you're tired. It's the discipline to say no to distractions. It's doing the small things with excellence every single day. Because when you do the small things right, the big things start taking care of themselves. Think about it. When you plant a seed, it doesn't grow overnight. You water it, you nurture it, you give it sunlight, you protect it from weeds. Day after day, it looks the same. You might even think nothing's happening. But underground, roots are forming. Growth is happening where you can't see it. And one day, that seed breaks through the soil. That's how success works. You may not see the results right now, but something powerful is growing inside you. Your effort is not wasted. Your consistency is building roots that will make you unshakable when the time comes. Stop chasing shortcuts. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The secret is in the small steps. Do one thing today that brings you closer to your dream. Read one page. Do one workout. Save $1. Speak one positive word. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be consistent. Because every time you take a small step, you're sending a message to yourself that said, I'm serious about my goals. That belief, that self-trust builds confidence, and confidence builds action. You've got to change how you see progress. Don't get discouraged when it feels slow. Slow progress is still progress. Every champion was once a beginner who refused to quit. Every successful person you admire started small. The difference is they didn't give up when results didn't show right away. They trusted the process. They believed in the power of daily improvement. You've got to learn how to celebrate the small win. Did you wake up on time today? That's a win. Did you push through the workout you didn't want to do? That's a win. Did you choose to work on your dream instead of scrolling on your phone? That's a win. Every little victory matters because it keeps your momentum alive. You don't need to do everything at once. Just keep stacking wins one day at a time. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for the big break. The big break is hidden inside the small steps you take every single day. It's in your habits. Listen to me. Mindset is everything. Before you can change your life, you got to change the way you think. You can't live a positive life with a negative mindset. You can't grow if your thoughts are trapped in fear, doubt, and limitation. Everything you do, everything you achieve, everything you become starts in your mind first. The body follows the mind, the habits follow the thoughts, and success follows the belief. If your mind isn't right, your life won't be right. That's why you gotta guard your thoughts like your life depends on it, because it does. The reason most people never reach their full potential is not because they don't have talent or opportunity. It's because they've already lost the battle in their mind. They tell themselves it's too hard, too late, too impossible. They feed their mind negativity every day and expect positive results. It doesn't work like that. You can't expect victory when you're speaking defeat. You can't expect success when you're thinking failure. You've got to reprogram your mind. You've got to train it just like you train your body. If you feed your mind junk, negativity, excuses, fear, it's going to stay weak. But if you feed it discipline, hope, faith, and action, it's going to grow stronger every day. But you have to make a decision that no matter what happens, you're going to think like a winner. Winners don't see problems. They see possibilities. Winners don't say, I can. They say, how can I? The way you talk to yourself matters. The conversations you have in your head shape your future. Every time you say, I can't do it, your mind starts to believe you. But every time you say, I will find a way, your brain starts looking for solutions. That's how powerful your mindset is. It either builds your reality or breaks it. When I was homeless, I didn't have money. I didn't have comfort, but I had one thing: belief. I refused to let my circumstances define me. I told myself every single day, this is not where I'm going to stay. I'm not a victim of my situation. I'm not a victim of my situation. I'm the author of my cup. That mindset kept me alive. That mindset kept me focused when everything around me was falling apart. Because when your mind is strong, your situation can't control you. You might be in a storm, but the storm doesn't have to be inside you. You gotta stop letting fear control your decision. Fear is a lie. It will tell you you're not ready, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes. But the truth is, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is your mindset. The moment you decide to think differently, your life starts to change. You stop seeing obstacles as walls and start seeing them as challenges to overcome. You stop blaming others and start taking responsibility. You stop waiting for luck and start creating opportunity. That's the power of mindset. It shifts your perspective and transforms your reality. Your thoughts are seeds. Whatever you plant in your mind grows in your life. If you plant doubt, you'll harvest hesitation. If you plant fear, you'll harvest excuses. But if you plant faith, determination, and gratitude, you'll harvest strength, success, and peace. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that's what mindset is. It's the control center of your response. You might not choose the storm, but you choose how to sail through it. You might not control the outcome, but you control your attitude toward it. The difference between winners and quitters isn't talent, it's mental toughness. Life will test you. Things won't always go your way. People will doubt you. You'll face failure, disappointment, and pain. But if your mindset is strong, you'll keep getting back up. You'll keep fighting. You'll keep believing. Because a powerful mind doesn't break when things get hard. It bends, it adapts, and it grows. You got to become mentally unshakable. You got to build resilience through repetition. Every time you overcome something small, you prepare yourself for something bigger. You need to start surrounding yourself with positivity, people, environments, and energy that lift you higher. Because what you feed your mind daily becomes your reality. If you're always around negativity, complaining, gossiping, doubting, you'll start thinking that way too. But if you're around people who push you, who challenge you, who believe in growth, your mindset will expand. You'll start thinking differently, acting differently, and living differently, and living differently. Protect your peace and protect your mind, because what goes in will always come out. You gotta take control of your self-talk. Every morning when you wake up, speak life into yourself. Tell yourself, I'm capable, I'm focused, I'm getting better every day. Say it until you believe it. Don't wait for others to validate you. Validate yourself. You don't need external motivation when you build internal belief. Listen to me. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher, your fuel, your fire. Everyone wants success, but nobody wants the struggle that comes with it. Everybody wants the reward, but not the process that demands sacrifice. You can't grow without pain. You can't rise without resistance. Every great story, every champion, every success you see was built through pain. The difference between those who make it and those who quit is how they respond when pain shows up. Most people run from it. Winners use it. They take that pain, that heartbreak, that disappointment, and they turn it into motivation. You gotta stop seeing pain as punishment, seeing it as preparation. When life hits you, when you lose, when things fall apart, it's not there to destroy you, it's there to develop you. Every setback is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, tougher. You can't build strength without struggle. You can't build resilience without resistance. You can't know your limits until life tests them. The pain you feel today is the price you pay for a better tomorrow. But you gotta stop wasting it. Don't let your pain go at your waist. Don't let it break you. Let it build you. When I was sleeping in abandoned buildings, I could have given up. I could have said, but I didn't. I turned my pain into purpose. I told myself, this struggle, this hunger, this loneliness is going to make me great one day. Every cold night, every empty stomach, every moment of despair, I turned it into fuel. I didn't let it make me bitter. I let it make me better. And that's what you got to do. You got to stop crying about your pain and start using it, because your pain has power, but only if you decide to use it. You've been through too much to stop now. You didn't survive everything you went through just to quit. You made it through heartbreak, through loss, through failure. That means there's something inside you that refuses to die. That's strength. That's grit. That's purpose. You gotta take all that pain and turn it into passion. Let it push you. Let it remind you why you started. Let it fuel your fire when motivation fades. Because when you channel pain the right way, it becomes unstoppable energy. It's the reason you keep going when everyone else quits. Pain is a signal. It's your body, your mind, your spirit telling you that growth is happening. Just like a muscle has to tear before it grows, your spirit has to be tested before it's strong. That heartbreak you felt, it taught you how to love yourself. That failure, it taught you how to try again smarter. That rejection, it redirected you towards something better. Every painful moment has meaning if you're willing to look for it. But if you keep running from pain, you'll never discover its purpose. You got to face it head on and say, I'm not afraid of this. I'm going to grow from this. The problem is too many people let pain make them quit. They let it convince them that it's over, that they can't recover, that it's too late. But listen to me. The pain you feel right now could be the thing that changes everything for you if you let it. Pain is energy. It's raw power. You get to decide how to use it. You can let it consume you, or you can let it create you. You can let it break your heart, or you can let it open your eye. You can let it stop you, or you can let it strengthen you. The choice is yours. You've got to make a decision that your pain will not define you. Your response will. You're not your trauma. You're not your mistakes. You're not your past. You're what you choose to become in spite of all that. Take your pain and let it remind you that you're still here, still standing, still fighting. That means you've got power left. That means the story's not over. And every time life knocks you down, every time you feel broken, you tell yourself, I'm still breathing. That means I still have purpose. When you start using your pain, you become dangerous. You stop being fragile. You stop being dependent on comfort. You start walking with purpose because you know what it cost you to get here. Pain gives you perspective. It humbles you, it sharpens you, it focuses you. It makes you appreciate what others take for granted. When you've been through hell and you're still standing, there's nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle, because you've already proven that you can survive. I need you to stop running from your pain. Face it, embrace it, let it fuel you. Let it remind you that every scar tells a story of survival. Let it remind you that pressure creates diamonds. You're in the fire right now, but the fire isn't there to burn you. It's there to forge you. It's there to forge you. It's there to burn away your fear, weakness, your excuses. The pain you feel is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Every time life hurts you, you've got a choice: to give up or to grow up, to complain or to conquer, to suffer to shine.